Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gen. Got some stuff I want to talk to you about today, mainly around AI agents, the market, and everything that's going on right now. So, if you're new here, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. And for all of you, make sure you like the video and share it too. You guys know my socials, share those. Guys, you probably noticed my wallet, at least the one that I shared with you guys, had a massive increase. I'm going to explain what happened. No, I did not get lucky on some meme coin. No, I did not find the next agent that's going to 100x. I mean, I did, I think, but it's not that. But we will share that. And maybe I'll start with that right away. And unfortunately, it has to do with my favorite NFT, which I had to let go of. So guys, when I bought this NFT, I had people DMing me calling me an idiot. Like, you guys have no idea how rude some people are. One guy told me, oh, you paid 19 Ethereum for this penguin. You're never going to get that much money. You wasted it. How do you have a YouTube channel? Like, just stupidity. In fact, this guy posted it publicly. He didn't even DM it. So you can see that on my profile. I was just like, you're an idiot. You're broke. Don't talk to me. Well, Pudgy Penguins has made me a ton of money. And as you guys know, I'm not about, like, I love the Pudgy Penguin community. I love, like, what this NFT stands for. At the same time, who am I to say no to a 5-figure profit, especially if I think that that would let me make even more money? So let me explain to you what happened. You guys probably remember after the penguin drop, people were cheating. They were throwing away their penguins. They didn't want them anymore. Why? Because the penguins just gave them like $100,000. So we saw the Pudgy Penguins, the big ones, go from like 35 ETH to about 15 ETH at the bottom. I was a little, I acted too fast. I had bought a penguin for 19.6 Ethereum. And the reason for that was I was like, well, I really wanted one. I was so close to pulling the trigger at 25. I still didn't. And 19.6 was okay for me. So I ended up grabbing the one that I wanted for 19.6. So let's just check this out. 21 days ago for $72,300. Everyone I talked to in real life as well was like, wait, you paid a down payment on a house on this NFT? And I'm like, yeah, study penguin, study conviction, right? And over the last few days, last few weeks, it's been rising. And of course, there's all these people with stink bids. They try to make you think it's 30 ETH, but they put 30 USDC. Like, it is literally like cancer what these guys do. There's so many people out there hoping that somebody's going to misread this and will accept this bid thinking it's 30 Ethereum. That's why the 100 USDC was here. It was like, oh, maybe they'll think it's 100 ETH. Like, you've got to be very careful. So I took a look at this, and yesterday, before I took a nap, I listed it for 24.5 ETH. I passed out. I woke up. I was about to go to the gym, saw that my penguin sold. So I had to let our private community know because I was sort of logging my moves there, letting them know exactly why I sold it. But you can see here that that's a $90,000 like exit. Like, that's how much I came out with. So $90,000. And I put in, what was it again? 72,000. So about $18,000 profit overall, which, for 21 days is pretty good, right? Maybe it's a little less because of fees. But then what happened was Magic Eden, while I was asleep, had posted this. And this is why the NFT had bumped up a 0.5 Ethereum. When I look at this, they posted like Magic Eden and Abstract with the penguin day one. And all of a sudden, you see tweets like this out, which was killing me. You guys know I love my penguin. And now people are saying we're going to get like a or not me, but we would apparently get a 6-figure drop, 35 ETH worth of Abstract token for a big Pudgy. In fact, this guy was one of the ones who predicted the big Pengu drop of 100K as well. So basically saying that the big floor should be 50 ETH. And I'm sitting here like, oh my God, I took a look at the NFT and now it's 27, but at the time it was 29 Ethereum or 28 point whatever. It was very high. It had gone up 3.5 ETH beyond my sell price in a matter of hours, which one lesson for me is going forward, I will never just post something listed. I'll only list if it's on the floor price, and I'll only do it right then. If I'm going to sleep, I'm unlisting it or anything like that, just because I don't want a market event to happen. And because I listed it, I'm sort of kind of out. Like, don't get me wrong, I would have sold my Penguin. I would have sold it for 28 ETH. So I cost myself $10,000 in that, even though I made like 18,000 minus fees profit, cost myself an additional $10,000. And as GUIBot correctly says, like, you know, it's hard to make this kind of money on NFTs. I can't afford to throw away $10,000. The place I'm renting here, the one I'm staying in right now, is 7,000 Canadian a month. 10,000 US would have paid for 2 months easy. So we'll talk about NFTs, but it's absolutely crazy. Now, what I wanted to just sort of say is, if you've taken a look at the market, a lot of people are saying, hey, Q1 is the time. Q1, we're supposed to be bullish. We need to make a move. We can't just keep not going forward. The sideways movement, these sort of pumps and dumps and pumps and dumps are getting old. We are sitting here and we are getting exhausted, and we are literally looking at the clock wondering, wait, when is the bull market going to be over? When is the 18.6 year real estate cycle kicking in and forcing pretty much all risk on assets to get completely shredded, right? So fear not. Once again, this is part of the path, right? Like, obviously it's not ideal that Bitcoin had failed the $102,000 test today. So you can see here, this is the Bitcoin daily chart. You can take a look over here. We failed 102,000, and now we're back into demand, which is normal. So this is the demand zone that I've had drawn out. You can go back to other videos. This is the area that we need to stay in, and this is the 50-day moving average, which hopefully we'll retest around 94,000 and then break through. Eventually we will break through. Like, I truly believe that we are going to have an actual bull run, and the actual bull run will result in all-time highs, not just for Bitcoin, but for assets like Ethereum and such. In fact, Ethereum is back also in the demand zone. Ethereum, you remember, basically went to the highest it has been in a long time, right? We got that peak in March. Since March, we trended downwards. We then got that peak again in mid-December, and then we broke down to 3,100, stayed in demand zone, and now we're trying to work our way back to it. And basically right here, we had a big nuke, a huge nuke of like $300. I'm not worried. I think that, you know, we stay in this demand zone for a bit, chop out, and then test up here and finally break through that massive $4,000 barrier. So, by the way, guys, remember, this is an AMA. So if you have any questions, please put them in the chat because I will answer them. A lot of people love to ask questions on other videos where, like, I don't want to answer those questions because the most common complaint I get is my videos are too long. But people ask me questions and I feel like I have to answer them. I'm going to stop answering questions that are not relevant to topics on other videos. So please put them in the chat here. I want to make sure I get to whatever it is you need me to. So with that being said, I want to show you this. I'm going to ask you this question. This is a bell curve. Now, you've probably heard of left curve, mid curve, and right curve. I want you to take a moment to read this. Basically, you got the peak retard who's won one side of the genetic lottery. The world's terrible. You're too stupid to notice. And the world, because of that, the world's great. You have your tendies, your crayons, and your mommy changes your diapers. Life is a dream. You basically got an IQ between 75 and 85. And you might get a horrible job to get some independence and some crayon money. But hey, you find things like, you know what I mean? Like, these are the kind of people who are so disconnected that when they see something like Fartcoin, they think it's insane. They laugh. Oh, Fartcoin. It's like Beavis and Butthead, right? Because of the way they think, people who are on the left side of the curve tend to do very well in crypto because they don't judge things. People who are normie purgatory, which, you know, for example, Joe here AI agents are the next tulip. That's a normie purgatory comment. You're a normie in a normie world, a type it in a world designed for the type it. No, this is not meant to be insulting, Joe. But basically, the average mid-curving normie doesn't really have anything spectacular about them. They basically feel empty inside and like just sort of want to be an NPC. And a lot of people, once again, because of that, you're not willing to think outside of sort of your self-contained like thoughts, right? So you'll see something like meme coins, call it stupid. You'll see something like AI agents and call it a tulip or a chat GPT wrapper, right? The reality is a lot of people are so dismissive and they think they're so smart about it. But the reality is it doesn't matter if that's the case. What you've got to figure out is what do other people in the market think about it, and how can you take advantage of it? In fact, that is what Smug Heaven does. Won the game, smart enough to exploit normies and retards, but not so smart that it's crippling. Basically, you're better than these normies, but not the best. You've got like the introvert hell, and then you got the autist hyperborean. I'm not gonna read all of it, but basically, you can basically lose yourself in any field, love it, shut yourself out, and you can truly excel. Like you are literally thinking on the next level. Remember, it's not about like a lot of people are like, oh my God, I'm so smart. I'm too smart for Fartcoin. I'm too smart for AI agents. And while you're saying that, you're looking at your paycheck, going to your 9 to 5, wondering why you can't make ends meet, right? And that's just what normies do. Normies think crypto is terrible, right? Like they think it's stupid, whatever. And then when the media tells them that crypto is amazing, well, now they're going to fall in line, right? The reality is you have to think differently. You cannot think the same way as everyone else. If you think the same way as everyone else, guess what? You're going to get the results of everyone else. Do you want the results of everyone else? If so, why are you in crypto? Why don't you go outside? Why don't you go invest in the S&P 500? Why don't you wait until everyone else is in it and there's no money to be made? That's what normies do. That's why you don't want to be a mid-curver. Mid-curvers only want to do things that are textbook correct. And let me tell you something. I say all this having been a mid-curver. I was a mid-curver for so long. I only used to invest in Bitcoin. Like after my first cycle, when I just got an XRP, I always thought Bitcoin was the best. I was a Bitcoin maxi, shut myself out of everything, watched people with IQs below 50 make so much money, and it just sort of snapped me out of it. It snapped me out of it last cycle where, in 2020 and 2021, I watched these idiots who literally would walk into walls. Like if they needed helmets, they were outperforming me because I was being so stubborn at the start of the cycle. By the end of the cycle, I wasn't stubborn anymore, but I had to snap myself out of it. And this is why I tell you guys, I don't care what you think about this being good, that being bad. Don't have a preconceived notion because you think you're smarter than everyone else, because chances are you're not. And even if it is what you're saying, there's a way to capitalize on it, and maybe later on it's going to be recognized that way, but right now it's not. The same people who said NFTs are just JPEGs and I can right click and save it. Well, guess what? I just made I made $18,000 on flipping a JPEG in 21 days. Is that what you can do by right clicking a JPEG? Can you make that kind of money? No, you can't. And that's the reality. None of these guys who will tell you that these things are a joke or that these things are stupid can ever show you that they're making money. They're not making any money. They're not making money, and they're basically wanting you to follow in their footsteps. Why do you want to emulate those people? You don't want to do that. So, sorry, I should take a sip. So here is a good thread or a good tweet that I want you guys to hear. I saved this for this video because I thought it's very important, because there was somebody who spent a full year trading and they shared their insights on what made them successful. So at the tail start of trends, so this is at the beginning, it pays to be a holder, right? So what I want you guys to take from this is, do not come in here and think about how it's different than yours and how this person's stupid and how you know better. I want you to ask yourself critically, how have I been doing in my trading journey? And is there anything I can learn from somebody else who's done well? That's how you do it. You don't have to do everything they say. You just want to pick things up. That's why I'm bringing this to you, okay? So At the beginning of a trend, it pays to be a holder. Near the end of a trend, it pays to aggressively rotate, or it pays to be extremely selective about what you buy. So let's cover that quickly. So this actually is something I see a lot. I can give you an example of a very, what used to be a very good game. So you have Axie Infinity and DeFi Kingdoms, two DeFi play to earn games that did well last cycle. Early adopters made millions of dollars. The smart ones rotated their money into other things like DeFi protocols, stables, got out, whatever. The stupid ones round tripped, held onto their tokens, let those tokens go down to zero or close to zero, and basically went from having zero and making millions back to having nothing. So early on, you want to hold. Why? Because as he says below, most of the gains are made by aggressively buying and holding at the tail start of trends, because most market participants are still skeptical and waiting for confirmation that it's indeed a new trend. This means there's endless buyers in the future. One such example is somebody in our Discord. His name is Hilji. Hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but he was very adamant around the virtual platform 2 months ago, so much so that I made a channel for us to discuss it. And a lot of us were in virtuals discussing it, talking about it. And that was super early. Like we were just printing so much money off virtuals. And this is something that he had brought to my attention. Now, he was, once again, very aggressively buying and holding on to these tokens, right? And now people are coming in, the price is appreciating as expected, the price has started to correct, and we're not near the end of it, but because as you can see here, we have people in the chat who don't necessarily believe in AI agents, and that's not a problem. We need people to buy when it goes higher. At a certain point, everyone's a buyer. It's just so funny how it works out that way, right? You see that with meme coins, people don't want to get into Pepe in 2023 when it's small, but now people are like shoving. Why? Because they think it's too big to fail. And if you got in early and if you were aggressively accumulating, that's your time to distribute. Distributing meaning selling and getting out and getting into the next play. So most of the gains are given back at the tail end of trends because people are still playing with the same habits at the tail start of trends. They're prioritizing aggression when they should be prioritizing selection. So we're seeing this starting to happen with AI agents. Why do I say that? Because there are so many AI agents that are coming out. Like it's turning into like the pump fund trenches again, where there's so many AI agents where in the past, pretty much every AI agent would start to, like basically bond, do well, start getting accumulated. Now they're just, a lot of them are pump and dumps. So now we have to prioritize selection because there isn't enough liquidity to support 100 or 1,000 different AI agents, especially when a lot of them are correctly identified as just reply bots or chat GPT wrappers or whatever. What distinguishes those AI agents? What will allow them to be more popular? This is why AI infrastructure plays are really good. We'll talk about that in a second. If you feel something strongly in your gut, even if the world is yelling at you to do the opposite, be willing to bet big on it. It will pay even if you're wrong. Because a lot of times if you're early, the cost is very low. Being early pays the most with the least amount of risk. And participants will try to convince you that being early is risky and retarded, and that being late is smart and safe. The opposite is true. When you catch a winner, latch onto it like your life depends on it. I know a lot of people do the opposite. They cut their winners and they leave their losers because, they're down 20%. I can't get rid of it. But the runner that's up 100%, they sell it right away because, I got to lock in my profits, bro. And I mean, I've been guilty of the same thing, right? But this is how we learn. You get paid the most to see what most market participants will see in the future, but don't see yet. When you find a good spot, buy when you feel uncertain, sell when you feel euphoric. So when everyone's telling you this thing's the best, it's insane. This is when you get out. or you at least de-risk. Consensus is a good thing when it's only a handful of smart people agreeing with you. When the majority agrees with you, start moving cautiously and plan your exit. Whenever you fumble or miss a trade, you either buy higher for exposure and peace of mind, or completely erase it from your mind. Later, reflect on it and take your lessons. Don't ever dwell on it. You never see a winner crying in a casino. When it comes to good spots and trades, buying FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt, is often the right move. Then he's got some things on like specific numbers here, but I don't think that's that important. The easiest way to become a good trader is to build conviction spots frequently and letting them play out. This will yield the most amount of returns in lessons learned. When things are slow on chain, look for oversold, undervalued, or basically overlooked projects. That's going to be the best use of your time. Yes, you can play new pairs, but you're going to most likely lose unless you're a really good trader. Do not be emotionally attached to your trades. Being a believer does pay, but only if you sell at some point. I know a lot of you are community members. You love something, you fall in love with something. You know, you're supposed to say, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Also, you got to be agile. So be quick on your feet. Be willing to change course if the market steers in a different direction from the one you thought it was going. And ask yourself, has my thesis fully played out yet? Or are there still catalysts left in the tank? And then trade according to that. All the big jumps in portfolio, and this is the biggest takeaway I want you to see. If you do nothing else, the biggest jumps in your portfolio are made in actual narrative thesis trades. Yes, you can make money off volume trading, but if you want to hit an 8 to 9 figure portfolio, spot on chain, you have to hold from something in the sub 20 to 30 million to multi 9 figures / billions. So yes, you can make your 5 or 10 X's, right? But if you want to make a massive portfolio, the massive portfolios come to those who believe, who see something others don't early, and they hold onto it vigorously, and they wait for the rest of the market to catch up, right? The market pays you to be forward-looking, money to be made in the past, wealth to be made in the future. I thought this was a fantastic thread. I'm going to link this after so you guys can check it out, okay? One last thing I want to mention before we get into some of the charts and talking about some of the AI agents, and then we'll answer your questions. Thread guy posted something that I completely agree with. There is a window that's closing on us. I don't think you guys may see this yet, but the more we move toward technology, and by the way, I'm not a boomer, I'm not against technology, but I don't know if you guys have seen the Terminator movies, right? We know how this thing will turn out with robots and everything at some point, right? At some point, humans will be the threat to their existence and will have to be eliminated. That's at least what the thesis of a lot of those movies ends up being. But even in the short term, a lot of the money that you make today is by arbitraging value. Arbitraging value in real life is the moneymaker, right? So what's going to happen is when all these AI agents come out, and not these generation, but future generations in the next couple of years, where they're able to be your customer service agent, where they're able to place bets for you and do everything. They are so algorithmic that they will be able to do things faster than a human. They will streamline the world and eventually make it literally impossible to earn any sort of realistic income. So just like Thread Guy, I feel a priority right now to make as much money as I can in the next couple years to set myself up fast. And basically, a lot of people don't see it, right? I completely agree because a lot of people push back on him, but I saw this at work as well, where right now it's used to help machine learning, these AI tools. I would go to a conference. I used to have a team sort of manage our competitive analysis report. The agent, the AI bot, was able to do this for us within 20 minutes. It took slides, photos, documents, whatever, and came out not only with a summary of what the competition is doing, but what we should do to beat the competition. right? That tells you what potential, and this is right now. Imagine in the future. Imagine the kind of power that's going to be out there. And right now it's sold to us like, hey, it's going to help us. But at some point it will replace people. There may be some jobs out there that will still need human capital, but for the most part, I really think people need to start being a lot more considerate about what and how AI will change the world. Okay. One last update for you guys. Binance announced that they are going to launch Cookie, right? So they made this announcement. Cookie is cookie.fun. It's the analysis site. For some reason, my computer cannot load it. It says my browser does not pass verification. But you got to trust me. What Cookie does is it allows you to see like who's got the market share, how is the split between AI16Z, Virtual, and the other platforms, what agents are being talked about. It's like a coin market cap, but for AI agents and platforms. And Cookie actually pumped on the news before retracing. It went all the way up to like 71 cents before it came down because of the market pullback. So fantastic. Hope you guys are printing on Cookie. And I think you guys already know Virtuals is what I'm the most bullish on. The reason for that is one, it's on Base and it has the actual platform. When you launch agents, you need the virtual token as well. And they have some good proof of concept. In fact, the best agent is AIXBT. I don't have anymore. I don't have this anymore. I've sold it. The reason for that is it's just way too big to make any decent amount of money. Now, one thing I do want to bring to your attention is Hey Anon. For those of you who are in the Web3 Secret Society, I dropped this for you guys. I think it was like 3 or 4 days ago. This is a platform being put together for AI agents on Sonic, the new Sonic Labs. So not Sonic SVM, but Sonic Labs, which is the rebrand of Phantom. And because of a specific individual, his name is Daniel Estata. Daniel Estata was the developer behind Wonderland, the #1 DeFi protocol last cycle. Well, everyone knows you don't fade Daniel Estata, and that was the thesis here. We got in around $3, and now it's sitting at $9.58 with a price as high as $11. In fact, if you are looking, because people have asked me where to purchase Anon, not financial advice, but I would look for an entry around $7.38 in this area, right? Like it keeps tagging this area with this small deviation into the demand zone. So I would look for this if you're interested. But like I said, this is currently at a market cap of 120 million. Unlike my typical mid-curve self, I have sold 0 tokens. So from $3 to where we are right now, I have sold 0 tokens. I don't intend to sell any tokens for quite a while. Why? Because this is going to be one of my conviction holes for the cycle, at least for now. I mean, maybe it gets too much and I'm like, I can't help myself. But the thing is, Daniel Estata had a profound impact on the last cycle. And if history is any indicator, Hey Anon and this token with DeFi or DeFi or whatever it's called, which is basically DeFi with artificial intelligence, is going to be crazy because it's doing it for these all-powered DAOs. What I do want to talk to you about is basically looking at some price action for AI infrastructure, AI platforms, and things like this. Guys, if you want safe, very safe AI investments that are not Render, that are not BitTensor, and you're looking at AI agents, AI16Z is probably one of the best. It has the tailwinds of Solana, so it's got a lot more potential growth. So this is fantastic. They have an upcoming, they're doing a rejigging of their platform. So when they launch that, likely this will also see a massive increase. The other platform as well is Virtuals, but we'll just show you this price action here. Just take a look at AI16Z. And for those of you wondering, I first got in on this in, it's not even here, but like basically I got in around $60 million before it dropped 50% back in October, I believe. I think it was late October. And then, I've been taking profits ever since. It's now currently sitting at $2.1 billion. So $2.1 billion. And like right here, you can see we're actually at a very good zone to add to it. So if you don't have exposure, this is where I would add. In fact, I was adding some AI16Z earlier tonight. Then when we took at some other place, let me just go like this. Let's look at Virtual. We'll just go down the list. Virtual has dropped about 27%. Virtual is a fantastic platform as well. Once again, a lot of these platforms have seen like parabolic moves, right? So like it's so hard for it to just keep going up. Let's just take a look at like the daily, and I'm just going to extend it out so you see what I'm talking about. And let's just delete this here. I don't know why this stupid thing is showing up. So yeah, you can see here, like, look at this parabolic move of sorts. So this correction is not surprising. In fact, I told you guys like a few days ago or a week ago that if you are getting into AI, just expect a sort of correction, a short-term correction, but not a bad place to add. I would really look to try to get into $3 range. $3 range is probably my better entry, but this is not bad. It's sitting at $3.75. Okay. Two other plays that I think are great. Let me go into Convo first, because I think Convo is the better buy right now because it hit a really good demand zone. So Convo went all the way up to 111 million market cap, right? And Convo is AI infrastructure, right? So what happens is it's going to be used, it's not an agent, it's going to be used with a bunch of agents. So it's the infrastructure play. These tend to just do better. So as you know, Virtuals picks up, Convo will do better. And it was extremely weak like a couple days ago right here in this move, and then it's held up better recently. And in fact, it's at the zone. This 40 to 45 million market cap zone is the area I was looking to add. In fact, if you look at my DeBank wallet, you can see that I added to my Convo position earlier today. Let me just go take a look. Where are we? You can see here, I put another $2,000 into Convo here on this wallet. And by the way, just so you guys know, I have multiple wallets. So if you're wondering about how I size, that's why. Going back here though, so for Convo, I think it's a really good buy, not financial advice. Game had an announcement as well. So Game got the announcement that they're partnering with Illuvium. So that's huge, absolutely huge. And Game is also another infrastructure play. So it saw a pump actually to about 260 million market cap. And then Ethereum and the rest of the market nuked tonight. And that's why the prices come back down. For me, I would like to see a buy zone. Actually, what am I saying? The buy zone is in this area right here. So let me just, where is it? The buy zone is in this area right here, on this candle right here and here. So if you can get on to 184 million market cap, that's probably ideal. But hey, anything in this range is decent. Because remember, once again, guys, this is a short-term correction. We already covered Anon. One platform that I am betting on is Trust Me Bros. So Trust Me Bros is another agent. They just launched their DAO token earlier today. Degen Ape sort of handled that very, very well. So maybe that's sucking some liquidity. I believe that token is worth $4 million or 4 million market cap. But you can see here that this token has somewhat retraced 50% from the highs. It was a very strong chart until this retracement, right? Just look at this line over here, it was just straight up. And now we have the downtrend, but it's back in the zone to accumulate. So once again, fantastic area of demand. And if you're looking to add to Trust Me Bros, definitely something good. So those are the main tokens I talk about. I'm not going to cover Graphane or Vader because I don't think they're worthwhile talking about tonight. Like Vader has been getting dummied. Like look at this right here. It's down 52%, and no one's really been talking about it since. Like, so it had a massive expansion, and it's down 52%. So like it went to 160 million market cap. It's at 78. But honestly, Trust Me Bros is just so much more compelling to me. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Let's see what's in the chat. As soon as here, another one. Nice. Yeah. So guys, if you haven't seen my video on ZK Sync Ignite, I made a video. And for those of you wondering, it's not about just trying to farm ZK tokens. It's about using discounted interest rate to long the assets we're bullish on, much like we do elsewhere. Watch the video if you're interested. I'm doing it on Avi as usual. Let's go. Good day, everyone. How's it going, Gooey? Good evening. Hey, Big Toe. It's 2:38 a.m. here in Dubai. I passed out. Still not used to the time change, so that's why I'm doing it here. Don't think I've ever made money on NFT, on any NFT. Seems to be nuanced. Congrats. Yeah, thank you. The thing is, the best NFTs to purchase are the ones that are just higher ticket. And the problem with NFTs like that is it prices people out. So what happens is people end up buying these smaller, trashy NFTs that go nowhere, and then they get a bad idea for it. Imagine buying a Mad Lads. I have a Mad Lads NFT. It let me get into the Sonic SVM Alpha Vault yesterday, and that Alpha Vault was 1,000% subscribed. So I put in 420 bucks. We used 42 bucks to send the rest back to me, and the tokens it gave me were worth 500 something. So I sold them easy 450 bucks just for holding a Mad Lad. You get a bunch of whitelists, you get a bunch of airdrops from holding high ticket NFTs. And guys, for some of you who are interested, and one thing I am doing, just so you guys know, in the Web3 Secret Society, I am starting up an NFT DAO. What we're gonna do here, and just so you guys understand, is because there are a lot of people who can't afford an NFT, I will be pooling money, right? People will be voting on what NFT to purchase, and there's going to be like specific rules to make sure people can't over contribute. But basically, it allows people to get exposure to some of those NFTs, to get access to some of the airdrops, the value appreciation, and all of that. So if you're interested, check the links down below. Yeah, we got Joe here, the mid curver. Yeah, I mean, look, it could be the next tulip, but we can make money off those tulips for a long time. Seems like the bull run will never happen. Not easy. Well, if it was easy, everyone would do it. The reality is this keeps happening because there's too much leverage in the system. They won't send the market up until they clear that out. They want people to feel defeated, and then they send it up. Smug Heaven is calling me. Nice. Do you think using the ZK AI Ignite will help the next Ignite airdrop? No. You can still earn the ZK Sync, or you can still qualify for it by bridging over using Jumper and using one of the DEXs to swap into the AI agent platform. The problem is there's only one good agent, AIWS, in my opinion, on ZK Sync. Everything else is just garbage, and there just isn't enough volume. There's like 180. When I checked earlier, there was 186 million TVL on ZK Sync, which is tied for the all-time high, but still, that's not much. So I would personally not worry about that. If you're interested in finding out how to capitalize on ZK AI agent, the ZK Sync or ZK Sync Ignite campaign, I show in a video what to do and how to actually make money without putting a ton of money on there. Like the process is what you want to do, and then you can make percentage gains based on the amount you put in, and then you make the ZK token airdrop on top of it. You got $1,000. What should I do with it? Honestly, it's a hard question to answer. It depends what your goals are. If your goal is just to 2x or 3x, put the money in Ethereum or Sol. If you want to do more than that, well, you've got to be on chain. You got to start grinding whitelists. Like, you got to start doing things. Like, there's a lot of opportunities to make money. You just got to participate and save your capital for the best ones. So, hard question to answer without having more context. Thoughts on getting the first AI agent on L1s? No. That only works if it's a very popular chain. So Agent S on Sui, I don't even like that Agent S because they're using the S ticker, which is Sonic Labs. It's just stupid. What you want to do is, instead of focusing on the AI agent, Focus on the infrastructure, because the infrastructure is what's going to appreciate in value. If you're going to get the AI agents, those are much short term, in my opinion. Like, I would buy those and sell those. I would trade them, because what happens is there's going to be so many of them that people just want to keep churning through, especially on other chains. Like, there's a lot of PvP chains where people are just rotating constantly. If you put your money into things like AI16Z, Virtuals, put your money into something like Gamer Convo, those are great. And that's why I put more money into Convo. Why? Because it's the 40 million market cap area, and that allows us to make a lot more money when it hits the billions. That's my idea. Not financial advice. Good evening. Hope you're well. Are you staking Cookie? No. I don't believe in staking Cookie. You don't need to stake Cookie yet, because you can still access most of the platform. I can't access any of it. Doesn't matter. But if you stake your Cookie, you can't sell it. And you want to be able to sell your Cookie at a certain point. What Cookie is doing is they're going to remove, they're going to gate some more features very soon. And when they do, the price of Cookie is going to go up, and that's when you sell. That's the plan is, okay? Bohemian Grove says, I read in the Discord about your shift to AI from gaming. It wasn't that I shifted from AI to gaming. I just got rid of AVAX. So Bohemian Grove, check the Web3 Secret Society master document. Check out the gaming section. AVAX was never part of it. It was never part of it. AVAX was going to benefit from gaming, but that's not the gaming tokens that I'm investing in. So it has not affected my thoughts on Beam and the other token in particular. I'm still holding on to them. I'm still planning on having it there. Okay. I only sold AVAX because I wanted liquidity to buy more Trust Me Bros. Would I guess that we're still at the tail start? No, we're not at the tail start, but we're not at the tail end. We are literally like somewhere in the middle. So the tail start would have been like when people can make 100x's. That time is gone, right? You can still make some 100x's on some AI agents, but right now the platforms will, maybe make you a 10x. Any recommendations for the AI agent for this dip to DCA? The AI agent I would be looking to, not agent, I guess, but AI infrastructure I would be looking to pick up right now is Convo. I think Convo and then Trust Me Bros are the two best pickups. That's not financial advice, but that's what I've been bidding. Nobody sell their virtuals just gotten yesterday. Nice. Is there any place to stake Pengu from the team or something? I would not do it. Hugo, go into the Pengu Discord, the official Discord for Penguins. If you've got 250,000 Pengu, you get one roll. 888,888, you get the big Pengu holder roll. Those should do something for the abstract airdrop. Do it soon if you have it. Good afternoon, Brown. Do you hold any D Pioneers NFT on Sol? Any thoughts on if it will be useful to own one? Varun, can you tell me why you call that one out of anything? Like, is this because you have one and you're wondering, like, is the one that you picked up worth anything? Like, the problem with a lot of these NFTs is it depends on what's going to be given to them, right? So this is the D Pioneers. It's 2 souls, so I don't really think it would be getting much benefits. Because remember, a lot of projects, a lot of teams, unless there's something I'm missing here, they want to reward people on chain who are OGs or who are going to stick around, hold their tokens, right? Case in point, most Pudgy Penguin holders, like the NFT holders, they didn't sell their Pengu. It was the others, right? Mad Lads is the sort of the premier NFT on Sol. They're the ones who get pretty much everything, right? I've never heard of D Pioneers, but I don't know why they would get something unless they specifically said it in the Discord. And a lot of times they have to work and grind for the partnerships. I personally would not pick one up. That's just my thought. Can I take my Linea liquidity to invest in AI? Yeah, you can. So the only thing I would do, Marv, is keep some Ethereum on chain. I keep 0.1 ETH in Linea. And the reason for that is just so I don't get disqualified. But beyond that, you're free to take everything else out. They stop counting points. You got LXP, you got your LXPL, you're fine. Covered game in Convo. I'm sure you asked that question before that, though. Did you see the launch of AI Pump today? I aped a little into it because it was listed on many sites. No, I didn't see it, but that's awesome. That's good. Is anyone having issues on base, specifically with Aero DEX? The information I'm getting from Wallet Guard and MetaMask is all screwed up. I haven't had any issues, Guybot. Are you sure you're on the right website for the Aero DEX? Also, you don't have to use Aero DEX. You can just use Uniswap. It should work as well. I use Uniswap over Aero. I don't like Aero. I think the UI is terrible. That's just me though. Big Toe Crypto, given the choice, Mad Lad or Little Penguin, it's so hard. Like the thing is, Pudgy Penguins and Luca is like fantastic. Mad Lad is more expensive as well. So if I guess if you showed me both, I'd pick the Mad Lad because it's more expensive, but also because it literally gets you the most. Like Mad Lad's got the biggest airdrops. Like it got the wormhole airdrop. It got a bunch of those big airdrops. It will pay for itself. The Little Penguin's good, but I don't think it gets all the airdrops that Mad Lad does. Every time I see a penguin on an airdrop, a Mad Lad's on there too, with the exception of the penguin drop. BC Puppets, long or short term? So in the context of long and short term being like mid-cycle, long term being the whole cycle, because I don't plan on holding anything at the end of the cycle. I would say it's a long-term investment. I plan on liquidating my Bitcoin puppets around 1 Bitcoin or higher. Let me just show you this. So if you go to NFT price floor, I believe they're the 11th or something. Where were they? Oh, 14th. They're the 14th, but the 14th highest in market cap, right? $118 million. But they're the number 1 ordinal connect collection. They beat out Node Monks, they beat out Quantum Cats, right? And that's because Quantum Cats is a higher amount, a higher BTC amount, but there's a much less supply. Bitcoin puppets are actually really cool. And I have a floor of at least 1 Bitcoin on this, and that's why I've been buying them. In fact, I should probably buy some more, given that they are dropping down with this correction. I got a Sonic Alpha Vault whitelist by being a top DLMer. Oh, nice. Did you get 420 or were you able to get more? Do I think ZK will be overfarmed? Well, I think they're being done for the wrong reason. So High Sounds, I showed a video earlier today where most people were going into ZK, lending out stable coins to borrow ETH, which is really stupid. What you want to do is, I show this technique on a bunch of videos. I use Aave. I'm going to show this once again. I go to Aave. I lend out my Ethereum. So here you can see I'm lending out 44 Ethereum now. Okay. I'm borrowing $46,000 against it. And basically the plan here is when I lend out 44 ETH, I borrow USDC. The interest rate is insignificant in my opinion. And then I use that USDC to buy things to go long on. So case in point, on the Sol network or in Solana, I use Kamina Finance to borrow like $13,000 or $14,000 to buy Mad Lads, and Mad Lads are worth $19,000 right now. And like you pay like minimal interest in comparison, right? So I use this to go long. Now, you know, because you trade the USDC for whatever you're bullish on. That's what I'm doing on ZK Sync. And that gives me points to earn ZK tokens for bridging, right? So for bridging, I get points. For supplying on Aave, I get points. You get 0 points for borrowing. I get points for swapping. I get points for selling when I'm doing that. So the ZK tokens are just a rebate in my opinion. They're a nice to have. They're not the reason, right? It's an additional, it's like just a discount on the process. That's why I'm doing it. I compare the rates from base to ZK Sync, and ZK Sync is slightly cheaper as well. Have I checked AGTS massive pump today? No, I haven't. Let me check. Man, it's so dry. It's so dry in this condo. Let's check this out. Agent Tensor. Oh, wow. What the? Oh, that's why. The problem is, so here's my issue with this. Look at the holder count. 662 holders. 1 million market cap. Very high risk. So not bad, but if you got into this pump, the problem is you buy in here, you buy higher. If there's not much interest, you'll get dumped on, right? You don't want to be exit liquidity for people who pumped. Like perhaps if this comes down, you can jump in on the next bounce, but I would not top blast here, right? I would wait for it to come down to 0.037. So 3.7 cents, it would be like a point where I would look to enter from if I was interested, okay? What am I unstaking Jupe? After the second active staking rewards. So we're going to have Jupeary in a week or two. We'll have active staking rewards as well in a week or two, right? We get our rewards, they're staked, whatever. Then we get the second ASR this year, I think it's April, I think. And then once that's done, I'm unstaking. I'm literally unstaking in that time frame because I want to, and even if the ASR doesn't happen, I'm unstaking so that by the time we get to May, I don't have any Jupiter stake and I can sell it if I need to. Okay. Anything new in the Beam node? Not yet. Waiting for them to drop it. So for those wondering, Beam nodes, there was a pre-sale. I was talking to somebody who got 20. Right? Wow. And the Beam nodes will be dropped in our wallets when the thing goes live. I do think it's going to be huge too. Let's see. Looking forward to the NFT DAO, mostly to learn about NFTs because I don't know shit. Yeah. Well, the thing is, a lot of people are not as familiar, but once you get familiar, you're like, why, what was I doing? Right? Like NFTs are also like coming back in a big way. I hope you guys see that. Like Bohemian Grove, I think you remember seeing, I posted buying a Mad Labs in our Discord back when they were like 55 SOL. And what are they right now? Like 80? Where are they? Yeah, I bought it at 55 SOL. It's at 80 SOL. This was 3 weeks ago. Once again, I just put the thesis in. They're undervalued. And, you know, at those times, you want to buy into these things. Patel, appreciate the alpha. Made my first 100x 2 days ago with V1. What is V1? $10 to 1K, 20% slippage. What was V1? Is that the virtual waifu NFT or something different? Wasn't Deep Pioneer supposed to be a deep pin airdrop? No idea. I completely faded that. It could be. I don't know. But like, once again, like they have to tell you what partnerships they have. AK, how do I keep track of what I've been whitelisted for? My recommendation is you join the Discord of that community. So Mad Labs has a Discord. I get to see everything that goes on there. And that's how I know, because I'll get tagged. Oh, we got this whitelist. We're going to get this airdrop. Go here. Go to this. Like in the Mad Labs Discord, I will get tagged for them saying, because, you know, you go into these Discords, you have to do verify role channel, where basically it identifies you hold the NFT. You're not a poser, right? Then it tags you with the role. And anytime something comes up where you have taken action, they tag you, they put announcements and whatever. So I got a tag the other day saying, oh, join these two Discords and go verify to get their role for Mad Labs because they're going to do an airdrop soon. So you want to make sure you're tagged for it. So stuff like that. As a noob, what project are you bullish on? Would recommend to start? Look into AI. Like AI agents and meme coins are, AI agents was like 70% market share. So I would look into that. Yeah, focus on that right now. That's something you probably understand. Meme coins are like just, you know, it's so hard to have conviction in meme coins because like they're just not vaporware, but like they're cultish, right? Some stake, what's good? Thanks so much for your content, Mr. Gent. Not a problem. Appreciate you. 420 as well. Okay, that's sweet. If you were to buy an NFT today under 20K, what would you buy? Mad Lads. Mad Lads, yeah. I buy Mad Lads because Mad Lads, you could literally like, let me just show you the chart. This is when we peaked. The last Bitcoin, the all-time high for Bitcoin in the spring, it was 187 SOL for a Mad Lad. And remember, these Mad Lads get these massive airdrops. They're the premier NFT on Sol. Right? Now, if you ask me the question, no metal, if I could buy any NFT, what would I want? A CryptoPunk. Not even close. That's what I'm looking at right now. My next big acquisition is going to be one of these. Problem is, all the floor versions are terrible. Like 37 Ethereum for this. Problem is, most of them are female, so like you can't really rock them as a PFP. I mean, I guess you can. This is 39, like 133K for this. There's actually a really cool PFP I was looking at. I was showing the guys in the Discord this, or guys and girls. Oh, that'd be nice to get a chain too. It was like a brown guy with a hat. Like it literally was like you just put a Louis Vuitton symbol on the guy's hat, and it was like a dead ringer. It was expensive though. Didn't sell, did it? Close. It's like this but brown. Like this. Like, look at that. Can you imagine if I had that as my picture? Guys, come on. Come on. I just gotta do my beard again properly. And then like, look at that, right? Literally, this would be literal perfect for me to use as my profile picture. It'll only cost me $250,000. Like, what the hell? Can you imagine? Has anyone looked at Palm AI? Yeah, I have some Palm AI. It's not bad. It's small though. Smash the like for this man's channel. Nice, thank you. Yes, smash, guys. Like the video, share the video. Super important, guys. If you're looking down on your screen and you don't see it, you're subscribed. Hit the subscribe button. I promise you, it's gonna pay off for you this cycle. You got a Morse NFT. Should I keep it or sell it? 2x profit. That's sweet. Congrats. It's hard for me to answer that question because I already sold it. If you held it for this long, maybe wait to sort of get the allocation on mitosis. That's potentially what you do. In fact, actually, you know what? Mitosis was using that to calculate your points. It helped you in the game of mitosis. So you could sell. I think you can go either way, to be honest. I wouldn't want to tell you to do something. It's hard for me to answer that question. If you could use that money to do something else, if there's an opportunity cost, then perhaps sell it. Not financial advice. True, man. Crypto comes to a freaking the cost of supercar lol or flat. Yeah, exactly. But like, look at this. Like, look at this. Right? Just imagine. This is the kind of thing that like I will actually like, you know, like it looks like me kind of. And when rich people come to crypto, like I was trying to get a number, right? A cell phone number in Dubai. People spend millions of dirhams, which is their currency. It's like 3 dirham is $1, but they spend millions of dirhams trying to get exclusive numbers here. Same thing with license plates. Imagine when crypto is fully mainstream and people want art. CryptoPunks are the #1 NFT collection. I think it's complete consensus, regardless of what community you're in. CryptoPunks are the #1 rarest and most valuable NFT that will ever exist. And because of that, it's only 10,000. At some point, rich people will figure this out and you will never be able to get these for a low price. So I do want to get one, and I really want this guy. I want to hold on to this and then sell this for like 20 million later. But this guy, I literally just put an LV icon on there, and that's it. It's a dead ringer. Like, can you imagine if I could inscribe on change, put the little LV icon, and like do this? We're good to go. You know what I'm saying? It's only 250K. Maybe I just liquidate the YouTube portfolio and buy it. Say, forget it, you know? Who knows? Log cap. What? All right. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be back tomorrow with some more content. Wait, what would you say? Would you rather have that CryptoPunk? Easily CryptoPunk. Easily. Not even close. I think CryptoPunks will always be more valuable than 2.5 BTC. Always. That's just my opinion. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like and share. Always helps. Subscribe to the channel. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.